used to come out here a lot actually when back in 2021. So in 2020, my cousin actually passed away. He deleted himself. So it was one of those ones where I just didn't really know. I had to find myself. I had to figure some things out. I was going through a dark period of life. And I'd come out here in the winter time, day in and day out. And this is where I originally I just wanted to increase my pull-up strength. I wanted to learn how to do a pull-up properly. But over time, this place became somewhat of like a safe haven for me. I don't know, I could just collect my thoughts here, and no one really comes out here, right? I mean, especially when it's snowing, everyone's just indoors or in their vehicle or whatever. But I'm out here doing pull-ups. I'm putting in that work to get to the next level. That's just how it is, right? You gotta do the hard shit, my friend. You gotta do the hard shit indeed. So let me hit a couple of reps right now. Today I took a loss on the markets. I actually ended up blowing one of my accounts, which again is my fault. I should have known better. I should have put the parameters in place in order to mitigate my risk. I'm getting funded all the time now, and I got a couple of payouts last year, but I've never actually received a payout this year, and it's all due to my own psychology. See, I'm the problem. I'm the one that's holding myself back, but slowly but surely I am improving every day. I'm more locked in now than I was ever before. With that being said, like, I see the next level. It's clear to me. It's like when you're in a video game and you see a part of the map, you start off in one place and the other areas of the map are all like shaded out. They're like either black or you can't see them yet. But as soon as you go into that part of the world, then the entire map starts to open up. Yes, you still have to explore that area, but I feel like I'm at that point, where I just touched base. I just crossed over to the other part, and it opened up a new world to me, but I still have to, travel through that world, go through the towns and explore all those places. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear me breathing heavy, but shit, it's because it's kind of cold and I'm wearing this mask. Maybe a lot of you guys are kind of going through some tough times right now. I know the economy is getting tighter and tighter, so I can only imagine that a lot of people, a lot of families are going through some tough times right now. With that being said, the only thing that you do have control over is your body and your mind. What you put into your body, what you feed your mind, these are all up to you. If you're feeding your mind positive things that are actually going to uplift you rather than bring you down even deeper into the trenches, then you're on the way up. I can't guarantee that everyone's gonna make it, but at the end of the day, I can guarantee that if you put in the work, you most certainly will be better than the day before. Does that make sense? Yeah. Better than you were the day before. All right, man, just leveling up every day, 1% better. That's all we gotta do. Let's hit some reps. Ooh. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No matter how many times you get knocked down, you gotta keep getting back up. That's all you can do in this world. And of course, while you're going through what I like to call purgatory, so you have like doom and gloom, and you have purgatory, which is like the middle ground, and then you have the brighter days. In order to get to the brighter days, you need to go through the purgatory. And when you get to the purgatory, man, you're gonna feel like a lot of days you're gonna feel like, fuck, why am I even doing this? I want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. But when those days come, which inevitably they will, because everyone goes through those days, you have to remember why you started in the first place. What was your grand vision? What was the vision that you got so excited? You would daydream about. You go to sleep, you'd be thinking about that vision, driving that dream car, living in that dream house, doing whatever, taking care of your people. Whatever your fucking dream is, bro, it's different for everybody. But you have to remember that vision when you get discouraged, when you have those days where you want to give up. You got to remember, why did you even start in the first place, man? And you got to understand, nobody is going to understand your vision. And that's normal, bro, because at the end of the day, you're not going to understand someone else's vision, too. It doesn't matter what you're going through, bro. You will make it. One thing is for sure, you most definitely will make it as long as you put in the work. So put in the work regardless of how you feel. All right. Lock in, man. I had to bring out the whiteboard for this one, but it's gonna be a good one, guys. All right, lock in. The art of locking in, we've broken it down into a bunch of different tiers. So we got F tier, D tier, C tier, B tier, A tier, and the glorious S tier. That's like the upper echelon of locking in, all right? So S is the highest, F is the lowest. Once we do the math, we'll do the math. So F tier, if you're on F tier, you're basically locked out. You don't even know what locking in is. You know that meme of when you give your controller to your younger brother and the whole time the controller isn't even plugged in? That's F tier. Dudes don't even know they're playing the game. And they think they're playing the game, but the whole time their controller is not even plugged in. All right, so this is basically, bro, out of 365 days a year, maybe you lock in 0 days, 0 to maybe maximum of like 20. I'll just give it 20 days. You're locked in 20 days, right? With that being said, when you lock in for 0 to 20 days, I'm gonna have to do the math on this. So let me just run this up. Let me run up the numbers real quick. If you lock in 20% of the year, you're basically locked in about 5%. F tier, 0 to 20 days that you lock in out of the 365 days. That gives you about a 5% lock-in rate. Okay. For D tier is when you just start learning about locking in. And maybe you, out of every single week, you lock in about, let's just give it 1 to 2 times a week. Let's say 2 times a week you lock in when you're in the D tier. 2 times 52 weeks is basically 104 days. 104 days. So 104 days divided by 365 days, you only locked in about 29%. 29%. So in the D tier, if you lock in about 2 times, so D tier is basically you locked in 2 times a week. So maybe Monday and Tuesday you go to the gym, you eat clean, you go to sleep on time, you do everything that you need to do. That gives you 104 days out of the 365 days, and that is a lock-in percentage of 29%. Still doing pretty bad, but whatever. It's better than F tier. Start getting to C tier. This is like the average person, all right? The average person is probably somewhere in the C tier, and that's why it's in the middle, right? C and B tier is kind of if you're in that range, you're probably just a little bit of an average guy. That's okay. It's okay to be average, but it's not okay to stay there. All right, so from D tier was about 1 to 2 days. Let's just say average time, you're locked in about 3 days out of the week. All right, you got 43%, all right? It's not too bad. Now we go up to B tier, which is basically you're about doing like 4 days. Tier is like trenches. D tier is like, you're just starting to get into the motion. C tier, you're average. You're doing about 3 to 4 days a week. Now you're kind of a flow of things and you're getting out of average, but you're still kind of stuck in purgatory and you're doing 5 days a week, which is pretty much minimum if you're trying to be great. But at the end of the day, a lot of people, they'll be fluctuating between B and C. And that's why a lot of people, they get stuck in these tiers. But B tier, 5 days, and then you get 260 days that you're locked in out of the 365, and then you end up with a 72% lock-in rate. What separates people from B tier and A tier is like, B tier is like, okay, you go out Friday and Saturday, and whatever, I locked in from Monday to Friday. So Friday evening I'm going out, and Saturday I'm going out as well. But Sunday I'll kind of kick back. I'll get back in the schedule. A tier is like you're not going out 2 times a week anymore. You're literally you're locked in. And maybe one day of the week you go out with your friends. Maybe you go on a date. Maybe you eat out, or I don't know. You kind of lock out for one day. That's fine. So that's 312 days, and you're at 85%. Okay. So now we're looking at the numbers and it kind of makes sense, right? S tier this is the golden tier, right? This is you only go out 1 time a month. That's where you're at, bro. You're so locked in, bro. You're not going out. You're not doing nothing. You're so locked in. You're doing everything you need to do. You barely take any days off, but 1 day a month, you got something to do. Maybe you got a family obligation. Maybe you gotta hang out with your girl. Maybe you're gonna hang out with your homies. Maybe someone's getting married or something like that. You're going out to a small special events. This is where Listen, I'm stuck somewhere in between B and A tier, but I aspire to get to the S tier. So this is really where you get to the next level. This is where you start separating yourself from the pack. Yeah, in A tier, you're already separating yourself from the pack because a lot of guys are kind of stuck. I would say anywhere from D to B, somewhere in this range. Once you get to A, yeah, you're starting to separate yourself. But S tier is like God mode. Like, bro, like once you get into God mode, ain't no looking back, bro. Ain't no looking back. All right, so that's only 12 days out of the year. 12 days out of the year. We're gonna do that. 365. All right, so 353. And you're locked in 97%. 97%, bro. That's S tier. That is S tier for you. All right, so this is the chart, guys. This is the lock in. This is the lock in, the art of locking in. This is it. All right. All right, welcome to the charts, boys. So today I'm just gonna show you guys what's been going on. Like I said earlier in the video, I actually lost my funded account. So we are back in Combine Purgatory. So with that being said, you guys can see I'm basically like $100 away. No, wait, I'm sorry, I'm $150 away from passing this eval. And again, I'm at this point, man. I'm at this point where I'm passing fundeds like it's nobody's business. But I can't seem to get a payout. And of course, it's all due to me not following my rules. Even yesterday, I'm going to show you guys what trade. Like, I took some stupid trades yesterday, man. Yesterday, as you guys know, was FOMC, and I was taking trades. Oh, sorry. I hate when that happens. But I was taking trades like an idiot, like a dweeb, if you may. So around, what was it, 8 o'clock? Yeah, here. So I'm taking sells over here, but I clearly had this level marked up. I didn't wait for it to close under, and it ended up stopping me out. After taking those L's, I ended up, over trading, man, over trading, over leveraging, because I couldn't handle the fact that I took an L, and I'm still at that point, I guess. I don't know, man, but listen, all that is in the past. The over trading, the over leveraging. I need to build a system that is actually going to take me to the payout, and then if I can just consistently get some payouts, get 5 fundeds, 5 to 10 fundeds, and I make $1,000 payout on each of those a month, that's great. And it's really, when you think about $1,000, that's actually easily attainable, because again, if you're risking $100 to $200 per trade, which is very small, if I'm risking that much, I can end up making a whole lot as long as I can scale up these fundeds, right? So that's the goal now. I don't want to just, I think my problem was I was trying to hit a home run. I was trying to hit that big swinging home run, with my payout. And when you try to do that, man, it really doesn't take you in the right direction. It really starts, you start to implement these bad habits is really what ends up happening. With that being said, I'll show you guys NQ as well. NQ clear. Oh, actually, let me just show you guys the one trade I took today. NQ, I was looking at this. I did take a small entry here and I ended up closing break even. I guess it would have stopped me out, but even if I had it over, even if I had the stop loss over here, which makes much more sense for a long-term trade, I would have most definitely caught this move down. But nonetheless, it was break even. It was break even. But gold, on the other hand, once this started closing, and then this new 9 a.m. candle, I know it didn't close above the level that I have marked up here, but at the same time, it created a bottom wick first, and then it broke its previous high. I knew the volume was kicking in, especially after rejecting this support down here at 8 o'clock a.m. With that being said, like, this was easy, man. This was an easy trade. And of course, I just, I pretty much full port on the evals, which I think everybody does, man. You have to. I don't want to be spending 30 days on an eval, right? Like, this is 2 days and I'm already basically $150 away. Tomorrow, I'm just going to take a small trade, or maybe even, nah, not during agent session. Tomorrow, I will take the small trade. And most likely, tomorrow's Friday, so I'll close this out and then we'll start fresh next week. And again, it's gotten to that point. Look, it's halfway through December, so I'm assuming that price action is probably not going to be the greatest anymore. Volume is going to die down for December. With that being said, I'm probably going to look to, I probably won't trade as much for the last 2 weeks of December. Probably pump out much more fitness content, mindset content. Maybe even I'll start dropping like what my strategy is and how I trade and
Again, it's very simple. I'm just trading price action. I know a lot of people do ICT. Listen, I was before ICT, I guess. I came into the trading before ICT. Shortly before, I never really learned their concepts, but I have looked into it, and it's pretty much the same way. It's just different terminology, if you may. With that being said, yeah, I'll probably drop more content like that. You guys let me know in the comments below, would you guys want me to drop something like that? But that's just a quick market recap of the day today.